Somebody put their hand in a cookie jar and lost their favorite cookie. Oh my goodness, what are they going to do? Because they don't make cookies like you anymore. Is what they think about you. Good day, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to Milk Honey Rose. I am Mystic Alchemy. Thank you for being here. Okay, so listen. You got a special kind of cookie. It's a special kind. You can't get it from anywhere, not even the Girl Scouts. They don't even have that type of cookie. Now, there's a problem because they've been searching for a cookie like yours and can't find it. It's gone. It's not as tasty. It's not as warm. They just can't find the cookie. So now they're scrambling. They're scrambling around and they don't know what to do with themselves. They've lost themselves in a pool of cookies, an ocean of cookies, and none of those cookies are working. None of those cookies are the right cookie. What shall they do? I don't know. I guess they're going to suffer and they're going to be forced to eat cookies that they really don't like. They really don't want it. They'll take it just because they're hungry, but they don't really want the cookie. And even when they're eating the other cookies, they're thinking about your cookie. So I guess they're just going to live a life that's cookieless. Because even with 1,000 cookies, there's no cookie like yours. How detrimental to their soul that is, right? It's like, I've heard before that people that smoke crack, once they smoke it, they never go back. No, that just rhymed, but that's not what I was going to say. Once they smoke it, they're chasing that same high that they got the first time. And it's making me think about that. I've heard that plenty of times because I watch documentaries about different people from different walks of life that have different issues, because it's more so of me understanding like what happened to you. Because I don't believe that these people, that everyone that does things in their lives that are unfavorable, I don't believe that they're all bad. I just feel like they made bad choices, and sometimes they were dealt a bad deck, and some people are able to overcome the trials and tribulations, and some people are not, right? So for this particular situation, this person, it feels like they were trying to feed like this void inside of them. There's aspects of them that needed attention, and instead of tending to those aspects that needed attention through like shadow work and reflection, they filled the void with too many cookies. Too many cookies. So in this case, they ended up being consumed by promiscuity. Okay, so now you know what the cookies are for those who might have been slow to my little code. Okay, they became promiscuous and they lost themselves in the ocean of cookies. Okay, the cookies are falling apart. As soon as I said that, a leaf on a plant just fell. When I said the cookies are falling apart, oh my. So I guess that's confirmation that the cookies are really falling apart, because the cookies have too much action. The cookies really need to go to sleep, but they've been dealing with cookies that have been going and going and going, and they don't stop. So now they have, cookies that keep going and don't stop. They have a lot attached to them. There's a lot of attachments, a lot of soul ties, a lot of energy that is not their own, that is within them. So many times when people live their life, they feel sadness and they can't get rid of it. They're like, why am I so damn sad? And they don't realize that they're contracting demons. Okay, they don't realize that. When you lay down with a bunch of people and you swapping, what can I call it? You swapping energy like that, through the motion in the ocean. You just swapping emotions and swapping those attachments that they have, and you're taking them on. So many individuals that are in that energy, they don't even realize how detrimental that is on a spiritual level, because not many people talk about the spiritual aspect of life, when the spiritual aspect of life is more real than the physical. Honestly, it's what is in the unseen that is most authentic and that is most true. That's at its purest form of who we are. So being that this person is not aware of that, they most likely just took on the ways of their environment, and now it's affecting them, and it has affected them greatly on an emotional level. So their emotions are all out of whack. So it's likely that they had trouble with handling situations and being able to regulate their emotions, because they never really dealt with that. They just kind of like buried certain aspects of their emotional state to be able to continue on, but it doesn't mean that it was not affecting them. It still affects the person. Our emotions are everything when it comes to us. Your emotional state and your ability to maintain your emotions and to control them can either have you live a beautiful life or a life behind bars or under the ground. It just depends on how you handle situations. That's why the choices that we make are so important, because they can either make us or break us. And that's just what it is. And in this case, this person's choices have broken them. And it's like this person could be still in motion, but they're a little off it, because they still don't have the traction that they need to feel completely sure of themselves. It's like I feel this energy of this person being very unsure, and a lot of the reason is because they mixing and mingling with people that are not living their life right. So every time they lay down with another energy, they're contracting that person's demons, and then they just have a den of demons inside of their temple, which is their body. And they think it's just them, and they're wondering, why do I feel so bad? Why am I crying? What's wrong with me? And it's because you have some demons inside of you just sucking up all your energy. You feel drained and you feel worthless. And that's how this person began to feel. And in the midst of all that, they lost you because they could not control their emotions. Okay, so if you are familiar with this type of energy and you've experienced this before from an ex or someone in your past, drop it down in the comments below that you are familiar, and now you have a better understanding of why this person was so angry. Why were they always so promiscuous? Like, what was going on with them? It's just that they didn't get a chance to recognize themselves in the midst of this mission that they thought was the best option for them, to lay down with as many people as possible, not even realizing that that's the detriment of their own soul, because they're mixing and mingling with people who are not even godly. So they laying down with demons, and that's the truth. So yeah, if you know about that, drop it down in the comments below. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. I had to just take a breath for a moment. Yes. So you could book a healthy conversation by visiting www.milkhoneyRose.org. Also, you could join the membership here on YouTube. All right. For additional content, it is available on the other side. So I'll see you on the other side. Okay. Thank you for being here again. Sending my love to you. I'll see you in the next one.